Matthew Yahoo 6:24. Let's see what happened. Let's see how that work out. Can we do it? Possible? Let's see. They say, yeah. I want to see it. I'll get y'all up here and see where you're going to go with it. He said, scrap it. Let's see if we go the same way. Matthew Yahoo 6. (24). Listen to the book.
No man can serve.
Other brother, you give me your Ukanan. Chapter 11, verse 47. Listen.
No man can serve two masters.
Yeah.
For either he will hate the one.
Other brother gonna give me Romans 6:23.
And love the other.
No man can serve two masters. He gonna do what, son?
For either he will hate the one and love the other.
He gonna do what now?
Hate the one and love the other.
Now what else he gonna do?
Or else he will hold to the one
and do what?
Despise the other.
Other one gonna get me your Ukanan. Your Ukanan chapter 19. Let me see about 10. It's all the same word. No man can serve two masters, that he would do what?
For either he will hate the one and love the other.
Or what else he going to do, son?
Else he will hold to the one and despise the other.
Hold 11:47. Get me your Ukanan chapter 12. 12, what I said, verse 10. It's all the same word, ain't it? Let's see. Listen.
But the chief Kohan consulted that they might put Lazarus also to death, because that by reason of him many of the Yahudim went away.
19, you're in the 12th chapter.
12 and 10, you said?
12 and 10?
I'm sorry.
19 and 10. Yukanan 19. Let's see about verse 10. Listen.
Then saith Pilate unto him, Speakest thou not unto me? Knowest thou not that I have power to crucify thee, and have power to release thee? Yahusha answered, Thou couldst have no power at all against me, except it were given thee from above.
Listen.
Therefore he that delivered me unto thee hath the greater sin. And from henceforth Pilate sought to release him.
From henceforth what happened?
Pilate sought to release him.
Tell him what happened, son.
But the Yahudim cried out.
What happened?
Saying, If thou let this man go.
Tell him what happened, son.
Thou art not Caesar's friend.
Thou art who?
Thou art not Caesar's friend.
What happened, son?
Whosoever maketh himself a king.
The what?
Speaketh against Caesar.
Mm-hmm.
When Pilate therefore heard that saying, he brought Yahusha forth, and sat down in the judgment seat in a place that is called the pavement, but in the Abari, Gabbatha. And it was the preparation of the Passover.
So why are we looking at this? Because we're kind of picking up some of the points of what he had. Just kind of see what we can do with it. Should we scrap, move, keep going? But we were talking about no man can serve two masters. What's the problem? He's going to love one and hate the other. Either going to hold to the one and let the other go, right? That's what we're looking at right here. Let's see what happened.
And it was the preparation of Pesach.
What happened, son?
And about the 6th hour, and he saith unto the Yahudim,
what happened?
Behold your Malak. But they cried out, Away with him, away with him.
Away with him, away with him.
Crucify him.
.
Pilate saith unto them, Shall I crucify your Malak?
What happened?
The chief Kahan answered, We have no Malak but Caesar.
We have who?
No Malak.
But what?
Caesar.
The Malak would also mean what we would say king or ruler. He was their ruler. See, he had already told you about that before he hit this situation. See, he was trying to show you right here evidently. So when you look at the purpose, or you look at the operation of sin, he could show it to you right here in the flesh, just in the natural how you operate. The problem came here, it was no way they were going to have two rulers. He'd already told you this. No man can't serve both of them. You were going to love one, hate the other. Or either you were going to hold to the other one, and you're going to let the other one go. You don't get rid of it. We just missed it. We're just dealing with his message. 11:47. Yeah, Ukanan, 11:47. Other brother hold me Romans 6:23. Listen to the book.
Then gathered the chief Kohans and the Pharisees a council and said, what do we?
Listen what happened now. Then gathered the who, son?
Chief Kohan.
And who else?
And the Pharisees
a
council and said,
what did they say?
What do we?
What do we?
For this man doeth many miracles.
What happened, son?
If we let him thus alone, all men will believe on him.
What happened, son?
And the Romans shall come and take away both our place and nation.
What's going to happen, son?
And the Romans shall come.
And take away what?
Both our place and nation.
What happened, son?
And one of them, named Caiaphas, being the high Kohan that same year.
What did he do?
Said unto them, ye know nothing at all.
See this? You know nothing at all. Tell them what they don't know.
Nor consider that it is expedient for us.
That what happened?
That one man should die for the people.
What happened?
And that the whole nation perish not.
What happened?
And this spake he not of himself. But being high Kohan that year, he prophesied that Yahusha should die for that nation.
Can't serve two. You don't hold the one and let the other one go. They looked at who ruled over them. But we always got to remember, at the 15th chapter of the book of Shaphatim, give me about 8. Shaphatim 15 and 8. Listen.
And he smote them hip and thigh with a great slaughter, and he went down and dwelt in the top of rock Etam. Then the Philistines went up and pitched in Yehuda and spread themselves in Lehi. And the men of Yehuda said, why are you come up against us? And they answered to bind Shamshun, are we come up?
What happened, son?
To do to him as he have done to us.
Yes.
Then 3,000 men of Yehuda went to the top of the rock Etam and said to Shamshun, knowest thou not?
Knoweth what?
Knowest thou not?
They said, so you don't know. What they don't know, son?
That the Philistines are rulers over us.
They're Malaki. They are the Malakim over us. What happened, son?
What is this that thou hast done unto us?
Yes, sir.
And he said unto them, as they did unto me,
what happened,
so
son?
have I done unto them.
Which is your law. Eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot, rail for rail. What happened, son?
And they said unto him, we are come down to bind thee, that we may deliver thee into the hand of the Philistines. And Shamshun said unto them, swear unto me that ye will not fall upon me yourselves.
You see what happened? That's why we didn't kill him. That's why we couldn't do it. Barashit 37, 21. Let's see, about 21 is what I want. Listen.
And Reuben heard it, and he delivered him out of their hands.
And Reuben did what?
Heard it.
And what did he do?
And he delivered him out of their hands.
What happened, son?
And said, let us not kill him.
What happened, son?
And Reuben said unto them,
what happened?
Shed no blood.
Come on.
But cast him into this pit that is in the wilderness.
Yeah.
And lay no hand upon him.
Yeah.
That he might rid him out of their hands, to deliver him to his father again.
What happened? And
it came to pass, when Joseph was come unto his brethren, that they stripped Joseph out of his coat.
Yeah.
His coat of many colors that was on him.
Back me up by 18. 37, 18. Listen.
And when they saw him afar off, even before he came near unto them, they conspired against him to slay him.
Yeah.
And they said one to another, behold, this dreamer cometh.
Yeah.
Come now therefore, and let us slay him.
Yes.
And cast him into some pit, and we will say some evil beast hath devoured him.
Yeah.
And we shall see what will become of his dreams.
Yes.
And Reuben heard it, and he delivered him out of their hands.
Come on, son.
And said, let us not kill him.
Yeah.
And Reuben said unto them, shed no blood, but cast him into this pit that is in the wilderness.
Come on.
And lay no hand upon him, that he might rid him out of their hands, to deliver him to his father again.
Yes.
And it came to pass, when Joseph was come unto his brethren, that they stripped Joseph out of his coat.
Yeah.
His coat of many colors that was on him.
Mm-hmm.
And they took him and cast him into a pit. And the pit was empty, there was no water in it.
Yes.
And they sat down to eat bread, and they lifted up their eyes and looked. and behold, a company of Ishmaelites came from Gilead, with their camels bearing spicery and balm and myrrh.
Back up at verse 15. Listen.
And a certain man found him, and behold, he was wandering in the field. And the man asked him, saying, What seekest thou? And he said, I seek my brethren. Tell me, I pray thee, where they feed their flocks.
Mm-hmm.
And the man said, They are departed hence.
Yes.
For I heard them say, Let us go to Dothan. And Joseph went after his brethren and found them in Dothan.
Back up with Yehuda. What I want, verse 11? Verse what? 26. Come on down and give me verse 20. Go back down to verse 24. Verse 24. Do we have the heat on? Oh, good, because it felt like it was getting warm. Listen.
And they took him and cast him into a pit.
Yes.
And the pit was empty, there was no water in it.
Yes.
And they sat down to eat bread, and they lifted up their eyes and looked, and behold, a company of Ishmaelites came from Gilead with their camels bearing spicery and balm and myrrh.
Listen.
Going to carry it down to Mizraim.
Yes.
And Yahuda said unto his brethren, What profit is it if we slay our brother?
What, son?
What profit is it
if we do what?
If we slay our brother and conceal his blood?
You hear that? Ain't no profit in that. So when you look at the behavior they had, that they were going to take him, they were going to go up and they gave him his word, they looked at the law. There's no profit in it. It's going to come back up. Barashit, chapter 4. Barashit, chapter 4. Start at verse 1. You can't be nothing unless you won first, right? Listen.
And Adam knew Kauah, his wife.
And what happened?
And she conceived and bare Cain and said, I have gotten.
I don't know how they come up this the devil child. Just don't make sense because they say he was of the wicked one. They talk about his behavior. When he told them in 8:44 that you're of your father the devil, so your mama slept with the devil. That makes no sense. He's talking about your behavior, your conduct, your bearing. He's not talking about physically. That you had a relationship or your mother had a relationship. When you're an idiot, you're an idiot. Listen.
And said, I have gotten a man from Elohim.
So she got her man from Elohim. That's why she gave him the name. Listen.
And she again bare his brother Abel, and Abel was a keeper of sheep.
Mm-hmm.
But Cain was a tiller of the ground.
Listen.
And in the process of time,
what happened,
son? It came to pass that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground an offering unto Elohim.
Yes.
And Abel, he also brought of the firstlings of his flock and of the fat thereof.
Y'all hear this? In the process of time, he let you know what they brought. So this would have been in a season. You can't bring forth crops except for twice in a year. 3 times a year when we would appear, it would brought crop. Y'all got it? He told you what he did. He said he brought the firstling, which is going to put him at where? They're going to put him at Feast of Weeks. And he let you know what Cain also did. Listen.
And Elohim had respect unto Abel and to his offering.
Listen what happened.
But unto Cain and to his offering he had no respect.
Who know why? Because what? Heart wasn't right. Because it says so. It don't say so. Pick me up at the book of Yehukanan. Yehukanan. Yehukanan 3:30. Make it Yehukanan 1. Make it Yehukanan 1. Let's see if it's 16. Listen.
And of his fullness have all we received, and grace for grace, for the law was given by Moshe, but grace and truth came by Yahusha HaMashiach.
Yes.
No man have seen Elohim at any time.
Mm-hmm.
The only begotten Son, which is in the bosom of the Father, he have declared him.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the record of Yahukanan when the Yahudim sent Kohans and Louis from Jerusalem to ask him, Who art thou?
Yes.
And he confessed and denied not, but confessed, I am not the Mashiach.
What else he tell them?
And they asked him, what then art thou, or Yahoo?
Yes.
And he saith, I am not.
Come on.
Art thou that prophet?
Come on.
And he answered, No.
Come
then
on.
said they unto him, Who art thou? That we may give an answer to them that sent us. What sayest thou of thyself?
Yes.
He said, I am the voice of one crying in the wilderness, make straight the way of Yahuwah, as said the prophet Yahusha.
Mm-hmm.
And they which were sent were of the Pharisees.
Yeah.
And they asked him and said unto him, Why baptizest thou then?
Yeah.
If thou be not that Mashiach, nor are Yahoo, neither that prophet.
Come on.
Yahoo could not answer them, saying, I baptize with water, but there standeth one among you whom ye know not.
Come on.
He it is who, coming after me, is preferred before me.
He that do what?
He it is
That does what?
Who coming after me is
the one
preferred.
that came after Cain. What was about him?
Is preferred before me.
What happened, son?
Whose shoes latchet I am not worthy to unloose.
That's why you will see why he had respect to him, because he came after the man. That's why he let you know he had respect to him, too. See, the premise was already set up before Yahushua had already told you. That was the firstborn, Cain. But the one that came after him, he had respect to his offering. But you didn't know that, did you? That he was preferred before him. He came after him, but he was preferred before him. Y'all all right?
Amen.
That's the premise of why we're here. So you got to believe it. Why did you believe it? Because he told you that? You're supposed to believe it because the scripture said it. Come on, man, let's show him something since we're over there. Parashit chapter 4. This is the same thing you were going to show him to him? Yeah. Oh. I would rather down. Let's see what happened. 4, what we left off, 4 and where?
At verse 5.
Back me up in verse 4. Let's see what they were saying again. Listen.
And Abel he also brought of the firstlings of his flock,
yes,
and of the fat thereof.
Yes.
And Elohim had respect unto Abel and to his offering.
Yes.
But unto Cain and to his offering he had not respect.
Yes.
And Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell.
Tell him what happened, son.
And Elohim said unto Cain,
Yes.
Why art thou wroth?
Yes.
And why is thy countenance fallen?
Tell him what happened, son.
If thou doest well,
what happened, son?
Shalt thou not be accepted?
But tell him what else happened, son.
And if thou doest not well,
if thou dost what?
Does not well.
If thou dost what?
Not well.
Tell him what happened, son.
Sin lieth at the door.
That's the problem. So we still cover that and still come back to his message. Talking about sin being to blame. So when you're talking about giving you a Yahusha, or you're talking about a deliverer, we got to look to what purpose. That's what I need. I need to understand on what purpose. It's got to be a purpose. Y'all got me? It's got to be a purpose. Let's see what happened. Come on, son.
And unto thee shall be his desire.
You hear that?
And
that makes sense? Romans chapter 9. Romans 9. Start about 6. Let's see what it says. Romans chapter 9, verse 6. Listen.
Not as though the word of Elohim hath taken none effect.
Yeah.
For they are not all Yasharal.
They are the what?
Which are of Yasharal.
Tell them what happened, son.
Neither, because they are the seed of Abraham.
Yes.
Are they all children.
Listen what happened.
But in Yatsakut shall thy seed be called.
Yes.
That is, they which are of the children of the flesh.
Tell them what happened, son.
These are not the children of Elohim.
Did y'all hear that already? Then y'all don't pay attention. Yahushua 1. Take them up to 14. This is the same thing he told y'all. Because I erased it didn't mean I forgot it, did it? Probably you did, huh? 1:14, listen.
And the word was made flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory, the glory as of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth.
Yeah.
Yahushua bare witness of him, and cried, saying, This was he of whom I spake. He that cometh after me is preferred before me, for he was before me.
See that? That's tight now. That's tight where I put Abel at. A ball. That's tight. Come on.
And of his fullness have all we received, and grace for grace.
Mm-hmm.
For the law was given by Moshe, For grace and truth came by Yahusha HaMashiach.
Back up and give me verse 12. Listen.
But as many as received him,
gave he what?
To them gave he power to become the sons of Elohim.
Yeah.
Even to them that believe on his name.
What happened?
Which were born not of blood.
Which were born what, son?
Not of blood.
Which were born what?
Not of blood.
Tell them how they were born, son.
Nor of the will of the flesh.
What happened, son?
Nor of the will of man.
Yes.
But of Elohim.
See, what you read in Romans, you should have believed it because the scripture told you. When he told you that they that are of the flesh, these are not the children of Abraham, you should have believed it because when you go to Yahusha, that's still going to tie you into our law. How you going to just go and declare these are not the children of Abraham? You just found out about the children you're going to find out of Yahuwah. They're not the children that's of the flesh. Y'all got it? Amen. Okay. Come on back to the book of Romans, the 9th chapter. Romans chapter 9, where we left off, verse 7?
Verse 8.
Verse 8, listen.
That is, they which are the children of the flesh,
yes,
these are not the children of Elohim.
Listen.
But the children of the promise are counted for the seed.
That's what we looked at. We started talking about the operation of faith again. See, this is why you guys need to know this. Now you're going to get to see a little differing here when you look at law and grace, which we'll also call loving kindness. Isn't that right? We'll also call it favor. So we get to see a little difference. And he talked about bringing in Yahusha. I need to find out for what reason. Let's see. Listen.
For this is the word of promise.
What? Talk to me.
At this time will I come, and Sarah shall have a son.
Y'all hear that? He guaranteed her he was coming back. He was going to do it. At this time, an appointed time, he said he was coming back, and she needed to believe that. That's the word of promise. The people that believe that, these are my children. Y'all hear me? Worship him in spirit and in truth. Listen.
And not only this.
What else happened?
But when Rebekah also had conceived by one.
Rebekah. Tell him what happened, son.
Even by our father Yasakut.
Tell him what happened, son.
For the children being not yet born.
And what happened, son?
Neither having done any good or evil.
See this? Even when it came down to Cain and Abel. Tell him what happened, son.
That the purpose of Elohim, according to election, might stand.
Listen.
Not of works, but of him that calleth.
Yes.
It was said unto her.
What happened, son?
The elder shall serve the younger.
What happened, son?
As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
According to election. Y'all don't understand everything that's been done. He done set everybody up. Every decision been made, been set up. Y'all didn't know that? Let me just show you something right quick. Can we just look at something right quick? Yahusha, chapter 19. Yahusha 19 be good. Who know why I called it? Because it's right. Other brother, you going to get me the 18th child? Nope. You going to get me the Acts of the Apostles, chapter 1, verse 24. Other brother, get me the book of Marshall Lee. Hold that for me. Marshall Lee 16. Listen.
And Pilate wrote a title and put it on the cross. And the writing was Yahusha of Nazareth, the Malach of the Yahudim. This title then read many of the Yahudim, for the place where Yahusha was crucified was nigh to the city.
Listen.
And it was written in Abari and Greek and Latin.
Come on, son.
Then said the chief Kohan of the Yahudim to Pilate, write not the Malach of the Yahudim.
But do what, son?
But that he said.
He said it.
I am Malach of the Yahudim.
Come on, son.
Pilate answered.
What?
What I have written.
I
have written.
Talk to me, son.
Then the soldiers, when they had crucified Yahusha.
The soldiers, when they did what?
Had crucified Yahusha.
What did they do?
Took his garments.
Yeah.
And made 4 parts, to every soldier a part.
What happened?
And also his coat. Now the coat was without seam, woven from the top throughout.
Listen what happened.
They said, therefore, among themselves.
Do what?
Let us not rend it.
Don't do what?
Let us not rend it.
It don't make sense to tear this coat up. What you want to do?
But cast lots for it.
Yeah.
Whose it shall be, that the scripture might be fulfilled.
Jump over, son, to the Acts of the Apostle, chapter 1, verse 24. Other brother hold me, Marshall chapter 16. Listen.
And they prayed and said,
back me up, son. Give me verse 23. Let's see what happened. Listen.
And they appointed two, Yahusha called Barsabas,
yes,
who was surnamed Justus, and Matthias.
Come on.
And they prayed and said, Thou, Elohim, which knoweth the hearts of all men.
That does what?
That knoweth the hearts of all men.
What happened?
Shew whether of these two thou hast chosen.
What happened?
That he may take part of this ministry.
See the apostle was sitting down and looking at who they was going to pick. They want him to do what now, back me up, son?
Shew whether of these two thou hast chosen.
What happened?
That he may take part of this ministry and apostleship.
What happened, son?
From which Yehuda by transgression fell, that he might go to his own place.
Listen.
And they gave forth their lot.
And what happened, son?
The lot fell upon Matthias.
At the 16th chapter of the book of Marshall. 16:26 would be fine. Marshall 16:26. Other brother, you get me Romans chapter 15, verse 4. Listen to the book.
He that laboreth for himself.
Now, he that labor, you labor for yourself. What happened, son?
For his mouth craveth it of him.
Come on, son.
An ungodly man diggeth up evil.
Yes.
And in his lips there is as a burning fire.
Come on.
A froward man soweth strife.
Yeah.
And a whisperer separateth chief friends.
Come on, son.
A violent man enticeth his neighbor.
Yeah.
And leadeth him into the way that is not good.
Come on, son.
He shutteth his eyes to devise froward things.
Yeah.
Moving his lips, he bringeth evil to pass.
Come on, son.
The hoary head is a crown of glory.
Listen, and a white head, crown of glory. Come on, son.
If it be found in the way of righteousness.
That's the only way it makes sense. What do EU tell us? He said, aged men are not always wise. You can't always count everybody with a hoary head. So that's why you got to know your law. Y'all are looking at everybody with a hoary head and start giving honor to them. He told you honor is too high for a fool. Can't give that to a fool. See, they'll miss it. Every time they see a gray head, they'll jump up. I got to make sure you're not a fool. See, that's why you don't know what you're doing, you're going to mess up. That's why a lot of you still need a titter. You'll get honor to the wrong person. Listen what he told you.
He that is slow to anger is better than the mighty.
That's what I try to tell him. I tell one of my son, why you got to be slow. Who told y'all that? Your code told you that. You thought he came up with it by himself? Of course he didn't. Listen what else happened.
And he that ruleth his spirit,
than
he that taketh a city.
The book says if a man don't have control of his spirit, just like a city without walls. Come on.
The lot is cast into the lap. The lot
is cast
into the lap.
It's cast right there in the middle. Tell them what happened, son.
But the whole disposing thereof.
But the whole decision
is of Yahuwah.
Show which of these you done chose. (15 and 4) Romans. Listen.
For whatsoever things were written aforetime.
Make it 15:3. Listen.
For even the Mashiach
pleased
not himself.
He pleased who?
Not himself.
He pleased?
Not himself.
Tell me what happened, son.
But as it is written.
As it is what, son?
Written.
Listen what's written.
The reproaches of them.
That did what?
Reproached thee.
Tell me where the light came, son.
Fell on me.
Wish I understood what that meant. See, if you don't know the law, you don't understand this conversation. Which you're going to miss him in tracking. I already gave that conversation, you should have understood. The decision was Yahuwah's. Huh? When Pilate said to himself to let the people go, he couldn't have did it if he wanted to. See, the lot had already fell on him. That's what he tried to tell you. That's why we're here. Now we're finished. Let's go back and look at Cain a little bit. The book of Barashit chapter 4. Since we're there, y'all don't mind, do you? Let's look at the matter. This is 4 and 4. We already read 4 and 4. Come on, son, listen.
And Abel, he also brought of the firstlings of his flock and of the fat thereof, and Elohim had respect unto Abel and to his offering, but unto Cain and to his offering he had not respect.
Come on.
And Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell. And Elohim said unto Cain, Why art thou wroth, and why is thy countenance fallen?
Yeah.
If thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted.
Listen.
And if thou doest not well,
tell them what happens, son.
sin lieth at the door.
Talk what happens, son.
And unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. Mm-hmm. And Cain talked with Abel his brother, and it came to pass when they were in the field that Cain rose up against Abel his brother and slew him.
Listen.
And Elohim said unto Cain,
tell him what he said.
Where is Abel thy brother?
Tell him what happened, son.
And he said, I know not.
Come on.
Am I my brother's keeper?
Talk to me, son.
And he said, What hast thou done?
Listen.
The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground.
That's why you look in the book of Shaphatim. That's why they told him they weren't going to fall on him. That's the same when you find Yehuda tried to tell him, what good is it if we try to conceal his blood? It's going to come back up. Yeah. That's why they mess up. You got to understand. If you don't understand, you're going to make a mess. You don't make a mess, you don't understand. This thing bigger than Nino Brown. That's the only reason he gave you the conversation, told you, what good is it? Nobody had to tell him. His blood was crying from the grave. Listen what happened, son.
And now art thou cursed from the Aritz, which have opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand.
Listen.
When thou tillest the ground,
what happened?
It shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength.
Yeah.
A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the Aritz.
Talk to me, son.
And Cain said unto the Elohim,
yeah,
my punishment is greater than I can bear.
I can't take this.
Behold,
come on.
Thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the Aritz, and from thy face shall I be hid.
Come on, son.
And I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the Aritz.
What happened, son?
And it shall come to pass that every one that findeth me
should do what?
Shall slay me.
Listen.
And Elohim said unto him, Therefore, whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold.
What happened?
And the Elohim set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him.
Yeah, y'all need to pay attention. Y'all pay attention. Now, I didn't want this, but since we're here, can we just look at the matter a little bit? Let's examine the matter. Pick me up, son, at the book of Ariah. Ariah, chapter 9. $55. Listen.
But he turned and rebuked them and said, Ye know not what manner of spirit ye are of.
Come on, son.
For the Son of Man is not come to destroy men's lives.
What did he come to do, son?
But to save them.
Yes.
And they went to another village. And it came to pass that as they went in the way, a certain man said unto him, Yahusha, I will follow thee whithersoever thou goest.
Talk to me, son.
And Yahusha said unto him, Foxes have holes, and birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man hath not where to lay his head.
He had nowhere to lay his head. What you think that would make him? That would make him a vagabond. All right. 27:30. Matthew 27:30. Thank you, sir. Listen.
And they spit upon him and took the reed.
Let them get it. They spit upon him and did what?
Took the reed.
And what happened, son?
And smote him on the head.
Listen.
And after that, they had mocked him.
After this, they did what?
They had mocked him.
Listen.
They took the robe off from him.
Yeah.
And put his own raiment on him.
Listen what happened.
And led him away to crucify him.
Come on, son.
And as they came out, they found a man of Cyrene, Shimon by name.
Yeah.
Him they compelled to bear his cross.
Listen.
And when they were gone unto a place called Golgotha, that is to say, a place of a skull, they gave him vinegar to drink, mingled with gall. And when he had tasted thereof, he would not drink.
What happened?
And they crucified him and parted his garments, casting lots.
Yes.
That it might be fulfilled, which was spoken by the prophet.
That what happened?
They parted my garments among them.
And what did they do, son?
And upon my vesture did they cast lots.
Yes.
And sitting down, they watched him there.
Yeah.
And set up over his head.
And set what, son?
Set up over his head.
What did they set up?
Over his head.
What did they do, son?
His accusation.
Let's pay attention. Because this is what you should have been paying attention to. The two picture form is here. This is the picture form, pictogram for the two. This is the ancient. The ancient is the signature. That's why they had to put him on the 2 and put his accusation over his head. That's the mob. That quick. That's why I took y'all to the 19th chapter of the book of Yahusha. They put a title. That was his mob. Jump over to Romans 6:23. That's how quick they missed him. That's how quick he'll come and go, and you'll miss him every time. He moved that fast. He won't tell everybody. You got to know how to plow with his heifer. Yeah. Romans 6:23. Listen.
For the wages of sin is death.
Other brother, you get home what you got. Give me Romans chapter 10. Romans 10:6. Make it 10:5. Listen. Come on.
For Moshe describeth the righteousness which is of the law.
Talk to me, son.
That the man which doeth those things shall live by them.
The man that doth what?
The man which doeth those things shall live by them.
Matthew chapter 5. Let's move quick. Matthew. Matthew chapter 5, verse 17. Tell them what happened. Then Moshe described the righteousness death. What, son?
The righteousness which is of the law.
He described the Sadiq of the law. Tell them what it was, son.
That the man which doeth those things shall live by them.
Romans 6:23. Other one got me Matthew chapter 5, verse 17. Listen.
For the wages of sin is death, but the gift of Elohim is eternal life
through
Yahusha HaMashiach, our Elohim.
At Matthew chapter 5 and verse 17. Listen.
Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophet.
What happened, son?
I am not come to destroy.
But to do what?
To fulfill.
See, that's where the problem come in. See, people messing up. Somebody going to go and you're going to mess up. Whatever you do, you can't come and get rid of the law. To fix the problem, you can't get rid of the law. That's what people do. The easy thing it is just dissolve it, get rid of the whole thing. You can't do that because you got to remember his speech. I didn't come to try to destroy the law or the prophets. I didn't come to destroy. I came to fulfill. To get you out of this mess, I'm not going to break the law. That wouldn't make sense because you got to remember what Cain was told. If he did well, your younger brother Desire going to be under you. That's why he was told to sit down here at my right hand to make your enemies your footstool. You deserve that. Don't worry about it. I want you to burn your brain up. Y'all all right? Amen. So now we're not going to get rid of the law, but we're going to try to see if we can do it, fix the problem. Let's look at the book of Abarim. Abarim chapter 9. 9:27. Listen.
And as it is appointed unto men once
Tell them what
to
happened.
Die.
Is it appointed unto men?
Once to die.
How you going to get rid of it? That's the law. It's already been appointed. He done told you, don't think I'm coming to destroy the law of the prophet. I didn't come to destroy it, but what happened, son? He said, I came to fulfill. Listen.
But after this, the judgment.
So what happened?
So Mashiach was once offered to bear the sins of many.
Listen.
And unto them that look for him.
Shall he do what?
Appear the second time.
Without what?
Sin unto salvation.
Well, that's kind of important for us too. Because who knows he's going to come in the second or the third watch. Y'all all right? Amen. If you look at even when Abel came, you would have looked, that would have been the second watch. He was bringing his flock. That's what he's coming to do. He coming to bring his flocks as well. Don't worry about it. It's beyond your comprehension right now. Isn't that right? Just thank you for having draws on. So some don't swoop down and grab you. Isn't that right? But we just didn't know. We didn't know we got a problem that had to be solved, and you had to solve it without dissolving the law. Y'all got it? So now we found out what's the problem. Send the blame. We're saying you've already got an incurable issue that can't be fixed. You got to die. So we had to look at what he came to do. At 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 26. He said you needed a Yahusha. I didn't know what he going to do. Make it 22 be fine. 1 Corinthians 15:22. Listen.
For as in Adam, all die.
You hear that? That's your law. As in Adam, all die. As is the point unto men wants to die. How did you get that point? You learned it from Adam. Which also set you up with a stipulation in your law. The father had eaten sour grapes. What happened to the children? Teeth are set on edge. Huh? They made sure his teeth were set on edge. They told they catch the same in his teeth. Just stuff you need to know. Fell on him too. The reproach of them that reproached thee fell on me. You weren't in the garden, were you? Fell on you too, huh? Listen.
Even so, in the Mashiach shall all be made alive, but every man in his own order. The Mashiach, the first fruits.
And what happened?
Afterward, they that are of the Mashiach at his coming.
Okay, there we go again. Again, bring him at his coming. Listen.
Then cometh the end, when he shall have delivered.
Then cometh the who?
The end.
Then cometh the who?
End.
Then cometh the who?
End.
Tell me what happened, son.
When he shall have delivered up the kingdom of Elohim.
And did what?
Even the Father.
Listen.
When he shall have put down all rule.
He's going to put down all what?
Rule.
And what else?
And all authority.
He's going to put down all power. What's going to happen, son?
And power.
And power.
For he must reign.
He got to.
Till he hath put all enemies under his feet.
Should we expect this?
The last enemy that shall be destroyed.
The last who?
Enemy that shall be destroyed.
The Lord, the last enemy that should do what?
Be destroyed.
Tell him who it is, son.
It's death.
So you think for me to get you out of this, I was going to get rid of the law. This is the ignorance of a Christian. Right. I'm not going to get you out of this situation by giving. That's why he told you don't think I'm going to get rid of no law. See, coming to save you was not getting rid of the law. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get rid of death. You're already in that hellhole. That's why we're here. So you're looking at somebody that can come and deliver you. At the book of Yahushua 8:30. Same thing Boss was going to put up and he got up in. You just heard it from me.
That's right. That's right.
Yahushua 8:30. Listen to the book.
As he spake these words,
what happened, son?
Many believed on him.
Then said who?
Yahusha, to those Yahudim which believed on him.
Tell them what he told them, son.
If you continue in my word,
then
are ye my disciples indeed.
Tell them what you're going to do.
And you shall know the truth.
You should do what, son?
Know the truth.
You should know who?
The truth.
Tell them what happened, son.
And the truth shall make you free.
Listen.
They answered him, we be of Abraham's seed.
And with what?
Never in bondage to any man.
Listen.
How sayest thou, ye shall be made free?
Talk to me, son.
Yahusha answered them.
Tell them what he told them.
Verily, verily, I say unto you.
That who?
Soever committeth sin.
Whosoever do what?
Committeth sin.
Is what?
The servant of sin.
And what happened, son?
And the servant abideth not in the house forever.
Tell them what happened, son.
But the son abideth ever.
I get you past death. Sin won't get you in. That's the purpose of coming, believing on him. You had to be free from your situation. Just like Moshe when he came, let Pharaoh let you go. He talked about keeping these festive times. Isn't that right? Kagi. Festive. Isn't that right? Who's going to keep it? Yehuda. It's needful to come get us because we celebrate. Yeah. That's what Yehuda means, celebrate it. Yeah. We're going to celebrate Kagi. But you can't do that as long as you're under Pharaoh. You got to ask for permission. That's why, you know what's amazing? I taught y'all about getting away and how we got to become entrepreneurs and self-sufficient. You know what's bad? When you go to ask your boss, what you think going to tell you? What Pharaoh told him? Go ahead, don't worry about it, take off. What I expect him to tell me? I don't know nothing about no religion that you supposed to be off for no week. Pharaoh hadn't heard of no religion where nobody need to be off for no 3 days. What kind of religion is that? I don't know about it. If I don't know about it, you're not going to do it. That's why we're here. To get you to operate and do what he told you, you got to be free from everything that got you captive. You need somebody to come and free you. Y'all got me? He started out something he throwed out there. Pick me up at the book of Al-Shamut, chapter 2. Chapter 2, verse 7 to be found. Other one, get me Yeshayahu. Yeshayahu, chapter 4, verse 1. Listen.
Then said his sister to Pharaoh's daughter, shall I go and call to thee a nurse of the Abari women, that she may nurse the child for thee?
Jump down and give me verse 10. Listen.
And the child grew, and she brought him unto Pharaoh's daughter, and he became her son.
Yes.
And she called his name Moshe. And she said, because I drew him out of the water.
Come on.
And it came to pass in those days, when Moshe was grown, that he went out unto his brethren, and looked on their burdens. And he spied a Mizraim smiting an Abari, one of his brethren.
Come on.
And he looked this way and that way.
What happened?
And when he saw that there was no man, he slew the man of Mizraim and hid him in the sand.
Come on.
And when he went out the second day, behold, 2 men of the Abarim strove together. And he said to him that did the wrong, wherefore smitest thou fellow?
Yeah.
And he said, who made thee a prince and a judge over us?
Come on.
Intendest thou to kill me, as thou killedest the man from Mizraim?
Listen.
And Moshe feared and said, surely this thing is known.
Come on.
Now when Pharaoh heard this thing, he sought to slay Moshe.
Come on.
But Moshe fled from the face of Pharaoh and dwelt in the land of Midian.
I'm going to get me Kazum, chapter 1, verse 12. Listen.
And he sat down by a well.
He did what, son?
And he sat down by a well.
Tell him what happened.
Now the priest of Midian had 7 daughters, and they came and drew water, and filled the troughs to water their father's flock.
Yeah.
And the shepherds came and drove them away, but Moshe stood up and helped them, and watered their flock.
Oh, what you got, son? Yeshayahu, chapter 4, verse 1. Yeshayahu 4 and 1. Other one got me Kazum 1 and 12. Listen.
And in that day.
And then what happened, son?
In that day.
Tell them what happened.
7 women.
Said do what?
Take hold of one man.
I wish I just knew what they were talking about, though. What happened, son?
Saying.
Do what?
We will eat our own bread.
And do what else, son?
And wear our own apparel.
What you want to do?
Only let us be called by thy name.
What you want us to do?
To take away our reproach.
The reproach of them that reproach thee. The lot fell on him. Moshe said he's going to be like me. Because I'm 1 and 12. Listen.
And I turned to see the voice that spake with me, and being turned, I saw 7 golden candlesticks.
What did you see? 7 what?
Golden candlesticks.
You seen 7 lampstands. What happened?
And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks.
Tell me what you seen.
One like unto the Son of Man.
What you gonna do? Wow. Y'all don't pay attention to a lot of stuff. You don't even know how he even got you, do you? Do y'all know? You didn't pay attention. Good. That's good you didn't pay attention. It's good you didn't pay attention. That's good. This thing's right, though. That's the purpose of why he had to come. We had to get somebody to take away our reproach so we wouldn't be called by his name. Y'all got me? Amen. Somebody's going to resurrect us from the dead because you've already been stuck in a situation you can't get out of. How you going to avoid death? Kahalah, chapter 7. Make it chapter 8 and about 6. Let's see that what I want. 8 and 6. Let's see what it say. Listen.
Because to every purpose there is time and judgment.
That's the 8th chapter.
Yes, sir.
Make it 7 and 6. Listen.
For as the crackling of thorns under a pot, so is the laughter of the fool.
Mm-hmm.
This also is vanity.
Mm-hmm.
Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart.
Mm-hmm.
Better is the end of a thing
than
the beginning thereof.
Come on.
And the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Be not hasty in thy spirit to be angry.
Yeah.
For anger resteth in the bosom of fools.
Come on.
Say not thou, what is the cause that the former days were better than these?
Yeah.
For thou dost not inquire wisely concerning this.
Mm-hmm.
Wisdom is good with an inheritance, and by it there is profit to them that see the sun.
8th chapter.
8 and 8.
8. Start about 7. That's right, too. Listen.
For he knoweth not that which shall be.
Mm-hmm.
Who can tell him when it shall be?
Yeah.
There is no man that
There's
hath power.
who?
There is no man.
There's no who?
No man.
That have what?
Power.
Over what?
Over the spirit.
To do what?
To retain the spirit.
Listen.
Neither hath he power in the day of death.
This was your problem. He came to solve it. There's no way for you to keep your spirit in your body. There's no way for you to avoid or to get yourself up from death. Nobody has that. That's why he came in the volume of the book. See, when you were talking about getting them a Savior, getting them a Yahusha, to what purpose? It was never to get rid of the law. But see, a fool will find that. A fool will look at the easiest thing it is to do, Darren, is to get rid of the law so there'll be no sin. That will make no sense. It will make sense to get you out of your situation. The penalty is already set. That's what Moshe said. The man that live by these things, does these things, this is what you live by. This is your contract. This is your agreement. You commit sin, you die. So since you die, I come along, I got another resolution. I can raise you up. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Romans 8 and 11. Listen.
But if the Ruach of him that raised up Yahusha from the dead dwell in you, he that raised up the Mashiach from the dead shall also quicken your mortal bodies by his Ruach that dwelleth in you.
So did it make sense for him to tell you he's going to get rid of the law? It made sense to come along by the righteousness of faith and come along and resurrect you from the dead. This is inevitable because the appointment already been set. You got to die. And there's no man that got power to retain his spirit. There's no man can keep his life in him and still be alive.
Right.
Y'all got me?
Yeah.
There's nobody got power in the day of death.
Right.
So it makes sense when we look at him, the reason why you're looking for him. Because you don't have the ability to do it yourself. You without the ability.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yes, sir.
So that's why we're looking at. His destruction when he come along, he said, the last thing I got to get rid of when I come back is death. 1 Corinthians 15. 1 Corinthians 15, make it 44. Listen.
It is sown a natural body.
And what happened, son?
It is raised a spiritual body.
See that? That's your transformation. Come on.
There is a natural body.
And what else, son?
There is a spiritual body.
See that? That's what you got now. That natural body got to go back to the dust. So the spiritual man, he told you, except the corn of wheat fall into the ground. And what was it again? It does what? But if it die, that's the operation of faith. You got to believe that. When a farmer plant, it's all faith. He see all them rows coming up. He believe it. He put it in the ground. And he let patience have her perfect works. This is why a lot of you guys don't have the spirit. You don't let it work. Because you don't believe. That's why you condemn. That's why you're not going to get up from the grave. Listen.
And so it is written, the first man, Adam,
was made
a living soul.
The second man, Adam,
was made a quickening ruach.
Did it say last or second?
The last Adam.
Or the second. I still ain't going to be wrong. Anything come out the one is two. The reason he called it last, because there's not another. Still going to be right. Come on, son.
Howbeit, that was not first, which is spiritual.
But that which is what?
Natural.
Howbeit the one he desired was Abel versus Cain. He was first. Listen.
And afterward, that which is spiritual.
Listen.
The first man is of the Aritz.
Cain. Come on.
The second man is the Elohim from Shamayim.
Listen.
As is the Aritz, such are they also that are Aritz.
Stop it. Where did you get that from? They're not from the earth to be fine. Don't you say that ritzy. We ain't got no crackers in here. Come on.
As is the earthy, such are they also that are earthy. And as is the Shamayim, such are they also that are Shamayim.
Yes.
And as we have borne the image of the earthy,
tell them what's going to happen.
We shall also bear the image of the Shamayim.
Now you got to look at something. We talked about the lot. The decision came from him. The only way to transform you to become the literal sons, which would translate for us to children, because you're doing multiple. Y'all got me? You had to die. The natural had to fall into the ground so the spiritual or the ruach can manifest. See, it was already chosen. It was already done. The decision was already his. Just like he had to come down and he had to bear the natural so he can come along and show you the form of the ruach. Same thing you got to do. It doth not yet appear what we should be, but we know that when we shall be, for we shall see him as he is. Because we're going to be changed. Isn't that right? Which means you got to put off this body so you can put on another body. So it was already set up. If it was not for the law that imputed sin, it wouldn't put you in position that you could attain the spirit. Don't worry about it. It's something you don't even want to think about. That's why they need a Yahusha. This is the same thing y'all would have put. It just looked like I did something different. Listen.
Now, this I say, brethren,
that
flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of Elohim.
Because it's not possible that the blood of bullocks and goats could take away sin. So it wouldn't make sense that you with your natural body could inherit the kingdom. Wouldn't make sense. Wouldn't make sense. That was the purpose he was up to let him bleed out. He had to empty out. Don't worry about it. Y'all all right? One of the names of the verbs or the adjective, one of the verbs for Abel would be empty out. One of the definitions for a name would be breath. In the garden when he made man, he breathed into his nostril. Don't forget, he was before me. Listen.
Neither doth corruption inherit incorruption.
Talk to me, son.
Behold, I shew you a hidden truth. We shall not all sleep.
Tell them what's going to happen, son.
But we shall all be changed.
In
a moment, in the twinkling of an eye.
Tell them what happened, son.
At the last trump, for the teruah shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible.
Yes.
And we shall be changed.
Listen.
For this corruptible must put on incorruption.
Yes.
And this mortal must put on immortality.
Yes.
So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption.
Ephesians 4:8. Come on.
And this mortal shall have put on immortality.
Come on, son.
Then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written.
Talk to me.
Death is swallowed up in victory.
Death is what?
Swallowed up in victory.
Talk to me, son.
O death, where is thy sting?
And?
O grave, where is thy victory?
Talk to me, son.
The sting of death is sin.
The sting of death is sin. So what I need to deliver to get rid of the law?
And the strength of sin is the law.
So I'm going to get rid of the law? No, I'm going to fix death. What he told you, better was the end of a thing than the beginning. The last enemy be destroyed, going to be death. I need purpose of why I need to be saved. What am I being saved from? What's the inevitable? I got to die. Whether I never sin again while I'm living, I got to die. That's already been imputed. There's a stain on me. There's a stain. So when he came along, he took it away. Y'all all right? Come on, son. What I got you? Ephesians 4:8. Listen.
Wherefore he saith,
when he did what?
Ascended up on high.
Tell him what he did, son.
He led captivity captive.
And did what, son?
And gave gifts unto men.
Only reason this is important for you, Berat. Arise, Berat, and lead that captivity captive. What got the people holding? That's in your book of Shaphatim. Still putting you to a deliverer. Somebody come and take. What's keeping you captive? Sin got you dying. Then I got to get rid of death. I ain't getting rid of no law. That's why I told you don't think that. First thing I'm thinking, he gonna say he gonna get rid of the law. Don't think that stupid. You know what he told you? I tell you, put on some drawers. You're gonna be a rat. Don't be a rat. You know what y'all thinking like? Ray Gibson. The night got a truck full of moonshine, a pocket full of cash. Think, Ray. That's gas money. They want to go ahead and live it up. That's gas money, Ray. Come on. Y'all have to be there to see it. Come on, what you got?
Now that he ascended, what is it but that he also descended first into the lower parts of the earth?
So that telling you in itself, what's the purpose of him ascending into the lower parts of the earth? He had to take what's got you holding at this point. I can get you to a point of stop sinning, but you still got to die. I got to get you to a point where I can resurrect you. So what I need to do, I need to go down and get it. Y'all all right? That's why we here. What you been delivered from? That's what Shaul want to know. Oh, wretched man, who shall deliver me from this body of sin? Who's going to deliver me? You got to die. You got to go to the grave. That's inevitable. Come on, so I can get in my hand. Give me 20 and 1. No, make it 2012. Kazum. I don't like that. Looks sloppy. Oh, no, I can get up under him. How low can you go? (20 and 12). Listen.
And I saw the dead, small and great.
What happened, son?
Stand before Yahuwah, and the books were open. And another book was opened.
And what happened, son?
Which is the book of life.
Talk to me, son.
And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books.
Talk to me, son.
According to their works.
Come on.
And the sea gave up the dead which were in it.
Come on.
And death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them.
Who did it, son?
And death and hell
did what?
Delivered up the dead which were in them.
Come on, son.
And they were judged, every man according to their works.
Yeah.
And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death.
You got to destroy it. Got to put it away. That's the purpose of him that's the purpose of him resurrected, to tell you that all authority, it was in his hands. Huh? He had gotten the victory over it. Last thing he gonna do when he come back, he told you, and the book told you in Corinthians, he had to destroy it. You just got to find another reference to it. That's why I took you to show you. That's what he do when he come back. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hopefully they help y'all out. Just a little something. That's good. Ain't no more time.